Greetings and welcome to Fall Alchemy episode 5. We are in Sagittarius season. So hello to all the Sagittarians out there. And as you know, if you've been watching for any length of time, you know that if your birthday is not around this time of the year, if you don't consider yourself to be a Sagittarius, what do we always say? No matter when your birthday is, you are a Sagittarius as well. Everybody's a Sagittarius, including you, during this time when the sun is in the sign of Sagittarius. And so fall alchemy is all about transformation. It's all about using the energy and the elements and all of the lessons that come during fall season to help us to alchemize or to transform our lives. A lot of times we only look to the sign in which we were born under to identify with, to connect with. And we tend to forget that we all carry all 12 signs of the zodiac within our own personal charts. And so somewhere in your chart is the sign of Sagittarius. And when the sun is in this particular sign, this is a great time of year to focus in on all of that Sagittarius energy and to build the good qualities of this particular sign in your life. And so before I go any further, I want to thank you for going ahead and liking and subscribing, sharing and following my page and sharing the video. And also I want to encourage you to watch to the end of this video because I have a very special offer that is only for the month of December, I believe. So you want to make sure that you watch to the end so that you can make sure that you get that very, very special offer. So we are in Sagittarius season. And like the video states, everybody's a Sagittarius, including you. But what does that mean? Like, what does Sagittarius, what does that sign mean? Or what energy or what lessons does Sagittarius have for us at this tail end of 2018 and this tail end of fall? So we know that Sagittarius follows Scorpio in the zodiac. So Scorpio, one of the things that Scorpio did for us was that it brought a lot of things to an end. Things that were no longer necessary. Even if we just look at nature, right? During Scorpio season is when we saw a lot of the leaves falling off of the trees, even though it's still happening now. But the leaves falling off of the trees and all of that spring and summertime stuff just kind of dying away. And we entered into a period of time where things are getting darker, like literally the sun sets earlier, it gets darker earlier, and a lot of things begin to die away. So a lot of that connects to our own lives. And so when that begins to happen, right after that comes this Sagittarius time of year, this Sagittarius season. And the Sagittarius sign is all about I would say like the philosopher. A Sagittarius is usually someone who likes to think, someone who likes to expand their mind, who's always trying to grow beyond what they previously knew. So with Sagittarius following Scorpio, Scorpio helped us to transform the old, help us to get rid of the old so that we could begin to transform our lives, transform nature in preparation for what is to come, for something new that is to come. Right after that comes Sagittarius, where we are taking all of the rules that we've broken during Sagittarius season, everything that we brought to an end, and we're looking for new things to bring into light and into life. So that's why Sagittarius energy is very much about the philosopher. It's all about growing into new awareness, new understanding, new knowledge, so that what was once lived, what was once understood, you're able to elevate from that. You're able to grow and elevate from that. So Sagittarius energy is very much about, can be very much about escaping the old. Overthrowing old thought patterns, overthrowing old belief systems, overthrowing old philosophies about life. What you once believed, Sagittarius is the energy that helps us, or the sign that questions, do you really believe the way that you used to believe? Because remember, Scorpio brought a lot of things to an end. So Sagittarius ask us, or we are asked during Sagittarius season, do we still even believe in the things that we once believed in? Do we still hold true the things that we once said with absolute fervor? This is the absolute truth, right? Sagittarius is always trying to change and to elevate. And if you know any Sagittarians, sometimes they are very, very adamant on a particular viewpoint. And then all of a sudden that just changes. Like they have an epiphany, they grow up, they mature, they change. Either for the better or for the worse. Either way, that's for that person to determine whether it is for the better or for the worse. But they change. And because something within them has changed, their whole philosophy about life, about what previous beliefs once meant, all of that begins to change and grow and to elevate. So the Sagittarius energy within us is one of those that can seem very secure and very holding to a belief, and then all of a sudden all of that changing. And so when we look at the changes that occur in what we once believed, there's also this ego that comes about with Sagittarius energy, because to know something and to feel that you know something is the absolute truth, what does the teacher want to do? What does the philosopher want to do? Typically, they want to spread their knowledge to others. They want people to see their viewpoint. They want people to know where they stand. But the lesson in Sagittarius for all of us is that what exactly is truth? What you think is truth today may not be the truth that you hold tomorrow. And so you can't really, when you come from an ego standpoint of your truth and your philosophy and what you have to understand that, as the saying goes, the man who knows something knows that he knows nothing at all. So the Sagittarius energy, or the Sagittarius time of year, we are typically asked to question our beliefs and really look at, are we being as tolerant as we say that we are? Are we really living the philosophies that we say, or the religions that we say that we are holding to? Are we expanding ourselves? Because Sagittarius is the sign of expansion and growth. So are we allowing ourselves to grow and expand? Or are we very restricted and holding very tight to what we believe is true in our viewpoint and what our circle of friends says is true, or maybe our part of the world where we grew up in the world, or maybe our ethnic background, whatever. So Sagittarius is always getting us to try to expand beyond ourselves. Sagittarius is the sign of the traveler and all things foreign. So this is the time of year where it's good to be able to travel if you can, to see people who are different from you, to learn from people who don't look like you, to learn a new language, to just travel, because there's something about traveling that helps you to expand as a person. And so when you think about Sagittarius coming right after Scorpio, Scorpio has already killed off all of the old ways of thinking, all of the old ways of believing, all of the old ideas that we hold on to. And then Sagittarius says, okay, now let's grow and let's elevate, let's move on to the next thing. That's why sometimes it's hard to hold a person who has a lot of Sagittarius energy in their chart. It's kind of hard to hold them down to a particular idea or a particular philosophy or a particular belief system, because just as soon as they adhere to that, is not much longer after that they might be growing or moving on or changing from that. One of the symbols of Sagittarius is the centaur, where the lower half of the body is like an animal and the upper half is the man who has the bow and arrow, and he's shooting his arrow. So he's shooting his arrow to a new height, to a distant location, a place where he is not yet. And so the Sagittarius energy is always looking to expand beyond where they are. But the trick is that they aren't there yet. So sometimes, going back to that ego, the Sagittarius energy within all of us thinks that we are already at the destination where we're trying to get. Whether it's a physical destination, whether it's just goals or ideas or aspirations that we have in life, Sagittarius is shooting its arrow in that direction where it is trying to go. But what it doesn't realize, and what we don't realize, who all of us carry that Sagittarius energy, is that we also have to then go through the very next sign, which is Capricorn, which is represented by the devil, which is represented by that goat, which is represented by, struggle and working hard to get to where you want to get to. So sometimes with that Sagittarius energy, we have all of these big goals and aspirations. And what happens during this time of year? We start thinking about our New Year's resolutions, which are coming. So we have all of these big goals, all of these big aspirations, or we want to celebrate big. We want to, because Sagittarius, with that expansion energy, likes everything big, boisterous, loud. Sometimes that Sag within all of us can be like loud sometimes. So we have this desire to expand, to grow, but are we ready to do the work that is required? So you might feel this energy during this time to, to start thinking about where you're trying to go in life, your next goals, your next game plans. The end of the year is coming. So you're trying to, all of the things that you haven't done yet this year that you said you were going to do, all of a sudden you're feeling that pressure to get things done. You may even be questioning who you are, because Sagittarius, again, is the sign of the philosopher. So you may be questioning, who am I? What do I want to do with my life? Am I doing what I want to do with my life? And want to do these radical changes, which is great, which is really great, especially coming after Scorpio, which deaded off anything that was unnecessary anyway, so that you could grow and expand. So now that you have that energy within you, we all have that energy within us. How do we go about growing and expanding? That is something that I'm going to talk about in the next video, how to survive Sagittarius season. This video was just all about what is Sagittarius energy. We all have it somewhere in your chart. For me personally, Sagittarius, if you're an astrologer or you study astrology, is in my fourth house. So for me, Sagittarius really deals with, how do I expand in my home? How do I expand in my mothering? What are my philosophies and ideas on what home life is, and what nurturing is, and what mothering is. Wherever Sagittarius is for you is where you should be seeking to grow and to expand during this time. And so this year, at the end of this year, I am going to extend my offer. I have my readings, my Magic of Me intuitive natal chart readings are usually $150. And I had a special last week that did really well for $99. And there were some people who were unable to get in before I ended that special. So I will extend it through the end of 2018. You can book the Magic of Me intuitive natal chart reading for only $99. Now, in that reading, I look at where everything is in your chart, not just Sagittarius, but all of the signs. Where are they in your life, and what does that mean for you? What does that mean for you as it relates to your love life, as it relates to your career, as it relates to your growth and development? I truly believe that all natal charts are designed to help empower us, not to be a crutch or a hindrance. So I can show you how to use the energy that you came into this world with, that's found within your natal chart, how to use that energy to empower and improve your own life. So you want to make sure that you click the link below now and book the Magic of Me natal chart reading for only $99. It includes all of the information in your chart. I also give you a written copy of my interpretation, and then you and I will sit down either over phone or video and actually discuss what is in your chart. And that's something that you can keep forever and ever and ever and ever. So make sure that you get that before I run out of space to do it, run out of time to do it, before everything gets booked up. So you want to make sure that you go ahead and do that now at the link below. Also, like, subscribe, share, and let me know how you are feeling about your own personal growth and expansion right now as we get ready to close out 2018. What are your goals? What are you, how are you hoping to grow and expand as a person? Let me know that below. Comment in the comment section below. So I look forward to talking to you again in our last episode of Fall Alchemy, how to survive Sagittarius season so that you can enter into 2019 with much power and much abundance. All right, peace.